Today, number 7, we will be talking about segmenting your day. Let's quickly review the action steps I told you to take last night or yesterday. Writing a bliss list. Oh my gosh, I so hope you did this. It has been life-changing for me to have this bliss list, to know what I need, to quickly pull it up, to have a playlist on my YouTube, right? To know what I need. These little 3 to 5 minute mood changers. What about your I do believe list? This is so important for your toolbox for when you are down in the dumps, when you are really pulled down on something and you're in fear, in anxiety, in overwhelm, in, oh my gosh, my life sucks, I don't know what to do about this. When you look at your I do believe list, so many times I would just wake up with anxiety and I'm like, okay, I gotta read through my I do believe list. I do believe that I'm guided. I do believe that I'm an eternal being. I do believe that I create my own reality. What is it that you believe in? And then as a bonus, I'm hoping that you took a screenshot of this list of the 6 quick action steps that you can take to get out of any emotion, to shift into a more positive, more enjoyable frequency, a different state, so that you can move on with your day in a much happier space, right? So let's build on this. Today we'll be talking about segmenting your day. Now remember day 5 where I asked you to keep track of your emotions that you're feeling throughout the day? Hopefully you've still been kind of aware of these emotions, right? What am I feeling oftentimes throughout the day? What are my top 3 to 5 emotions that I'm feeling oftentimes during the day? Let's take this a little step further and let's segment your day. What does a typical day look like? And you can do 2 different things for a typical work day and a typical weekend or off day. But let's start with the example of a work day. And you can make this as detailed or as zoomed out as is beneficial for you. What I want you to get out of it is that every segment comes with different emotions and different challenges. So for example, for me, it would be morning time, right? It's I like my time to myself in the morning. So the first hour is going to be me doing my, meditation, yoga, writing, whatever it is, right? This is my me time in the morning. Then it's the, kitchen time, prepping, breakfast, lunches, that kind of thing. Then it's going to be my getting ready time, getting out the door time, right? Then it's going to be driving my son to school. Then there's the segment of dropping my kid off at school. So it's that whole goodbye, getting him into the classroom. Then it's going to be my, prepping for my work day. Then it's going to be my work day. Then it's going to be picking up my kid. Then it's going to be afternoon. What are we doing in the afternoon, right? The time I spend with my kid. Then it's going to be dinner time. Then it's going to be, chores, evening chores, getting us ready for bed. Then it's the last 15-20 minutes before I fall asleep. That's an example of the different segments in my day. What are they for you? That will be one of your action steps to write out. Just do it for tomorrow. Make it simple. Write it out for tomorrow. What are going to be the different segments in your day for tomorrow? So once you realize that there are different segments that require different things from you, think about the thing, and you're already going to feel it, right? As you're writing down these segments, you're going to have emotions about these segments, right? As I'm writing down, ooh, this is my morning time to myself, my zen time. I'm oh, this feels good. This feels peaceful. This is going to be the hurrying out the door time. Ooh, yeah, that's always a tough time for me because I'm a million more things I need to take. Do I have everything? Can we get in the car on time, right? A little bit more stressful. Driving, that can be, troubling in traffic. Work, what does that segment feel like for you? Picking up your kid, what does that feel like for you? Or if you don't have a kid, kind of transitioning from your work into your afternoon, into your off time. Or do you work way late? Or are you meeting with a friend? Or what is a typical segment for you? And realize the different feelings. And then even in your workday, you can segment more, right? You can segment the time that you are working on your own versus when you're in a meeting versus when you're having to work in a group versus when you're having to write emails, right? There's so many different segments, even in your work, that you can say, ooh, this one's a bit more challenging. This one I don't look forward to so much. And then one extra thing I want you to put in there and to be aware of is your natural cycles of energy. When do you feel most active, alive, inspired, high energy? Let's get this done. Just your most creative, inspired time. And when do you kind of hit a wall, right? For me, it's right at about 3 p.m. where I'm like, oh my God, I could go to bed right now. I am so exhausted, right? I need a nap. And when I'm smart, I plan in a nap for myself, even if it's just 10 or 20 minutes. And that's already the next idea behind it. Once you're aware of these different segments, it's so important, especially as a highly sensitive, to become aware of these different segments, because otherwise, what do? Oh my gosh, I used to hate the Sunday evening blues because it was just like this terrible feeling. For me, I would still not be one of those days who can be one of these professions. Like, I could not be a nurse. I mean, it sounds amazing to only work for 3 days and then to be off for 4 days. That sounds incredible. But I would be, oh my gosh, the day before I would start that 3-day sprint of being on for that much of the time. It would be unbearable for me. I would just be so anxious about it, just like so negatively expecting of just like, this is going to be really hard. This is going to be really exhausting. This is going to really take it out of me. And when I notice that in my day, where I have a day where I just like overbooked myself, right? It's always because it's like, I'm booking, and then there's this one client who really needs to see me, and I really want to be there for this client, and I'm like, okay, let's just put you at the end of my day. But then when I'm looking at this day for the next day, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is going to really require a lot of energy from me. But that's where it comes in, the segment intending, or the segmenting your day, being aware of the different segments of your day. Then you can build in little relaxed moments for yourself, little blissful moments for yourself, little rewards for yourself, right? Even if it's just 3 to 5 minutes of stepping outside, of laying on a yoga mat with your eyes closed, of taking deep breaths, of chanting, of watching a fun little video, of closing your eyes and remembering why you wanted to see this client in the first place, right? Remembering, oh yes, I really enjoy interacting with this person. I really enjoy working with him or with her, right? Reminding yourself why you're doing this. And this is already like one of the foreshadowing of like, yes, if we have a good reason why we do something, it becomes easier. If there's a good purpose, even if you don't love your job at the moment, what positive meaning can I give it? That's my stepping stone, right? This is going to be the job that leads me to the job that leads me to the amazing career that I've always been wanting. This is looking at it in a positive way, right? This probably falls under like meaning. What meaning do you give it? Anyway, coming back around to these segments, look at your day, pick the different segments, realize what is going to be most challenging or when your energy dips are going to be, and plan in little breaks for yourself, little moments of bliss for yourself, little recharging moments for yourself, even just a moment where you can have a snack. Oh my goodness, it's so hard when I hear from my highly sensitives, I don't have time to eat. My job doesn't give me time to eat. This might not be a good job for you. You've got to have time to at least like have a smoothie, have a couple of sips, have a little bite of an apple. It is so important to take care of yourself. And this is a fun analogy, right? You're initially going to be like, oh, how does that fit? Allow for a smoke break. Now, I say that because that is kind of universally accepted, or at least it used to be more when more people used to smoke. It was like, oh, yeah, he's just out on a smoke break, because then people know, oh, this is just a short break. He'll be back. Totally get it. This is what they need. Well, instead of taking a smoke break, how about we take a Zen break, right? It's like, can you just check out for 3 to 5 minutes and just like be in a darkened room, or closing your eyes, or sitting in your car, or walking around the block? Is like whatever you need, or putting your AirPods in and your mask on, and you're just like, nope, I need 5 minutes of like my time. What can you do to have these little moments of bliss, this little Zen break for yourself? Because smokers are smart in that, they're following this craving because they know, oh, what am I going to do? I'm going to be outside. I'm going to be taking in deep breaths because I'm, sucking on the cigarette. Not very healthy, but you're taking in deep breaths, which calms the nervous system. So it's not just all the nicotine, it's you're calming, you're doing something for yourself, you're realizing you need a break, you're taking it, you're taking deep breaths, you've probably gotten up and walked somewhere, so you've moved your body a bit. Some of that is incredibly smart. How can we use that to our benefit in a healthier way? Take a Zen break. You reward yourself. I really love it that these days I hear about offices that have a meditation room. I think it's so genius. It is really smart of them to provide a room where people can kind of recharge and reconnect and kind of calm down for a moment. It is really smart. And then if you have some kind of self-talk coming up about this, of like, others are going to look at me weird, or what if they believe that I'm not being productive enough, or what if they're judging me for it, like, oh my God, why does she need a break again? What if you're judging yourself? Oh, I'm so weak, nobody else seems to need a break, only I get overstimulated. That's the time to kind of come back around to stilling that mind, to owning your truth as a highly sensitive, to remember all the positive aspects of being a highly sensitive, and saying, my brain just processes so many more things at one time. I just need a moment for integration, right? Call it that, a moment for integration. And trust me, when you know what you need and you actually honor what you need, which is a moment of silence, a moment with the lights out, just some time to just be in your own head with anybody else around. If you honor that, if you listen to that, oh my gosh, you will come back so much more refreshed. You will probably have a moment of like a great idea during that time. So can you imagine that every time you come back from this kind of 3 to 5 minute break, and then you're either bringing this like wonderful Zen calm energy that is palpable to everyone else, or just like a good idea or a different perspective. It's like, oh yeah, while I was taking a moment, I was thinking this and this. When you take the time to reconnect to yourself, to take a moment for yourself and acknowledge what you need, oh my goodness, so many things open to you. Okay, this is already like plenty for the day, and I can give you the action step, and then if you want to tune out, great. If you want to hang around for like a little bonus, I'll give you a little bonus. So your action step for today is tonight, write down all the segments for your next day, or even just the outline for like a typical work day, and write down like potential hangups, like what are going to be the most challenging segments, right? And then if you want to do the bonus, then pick one particular segment out of that you feel is going to be particularly challenging. Like, ooh, there's this meeting with my boss tomorrow, or ooh, I'm going to be seeing a new client and I always get a little anxious when I see this new client, whatever it might be. The bonus to this is a tool that I learned from Abraham Hicks, right? The Channeled Being by Esther Hicks. And they have a tool called segment intending. So now you're taking this a step further and you're not just like being aware. Part of it is going to be being aware, right? This is the segment. I'm anxious because I'm thinking this and this could happen. Our brains, survival brains, usually skip to like the worst case scenario. Oh, if this goes wrong, it could go terribly wrong. Oh, all these negative things could happen. Sure, you can give a brief moment of attention to that, to like give your anxiety a voice and to be like, is there anything I can prep for to kind of get out ahead of this, right? If this happens, I know a way out, I'll be okay. But more importantly, think about what would I like? What would be the best outcome? What would really be, oh my gosh, can you imagine if I walk into this meeting with my boss and I'm just in a good mood because I've been doing my work, I've been shifting my emotions, I have so much to be grateful and appreciative for. Maybe I even took a couple of moments to like really get myself into a space of like what all I appreciate about this job, about this opportunity, maybe even about my boss. And I come in and he or she feels this emotion, ooh, that's already going to shift how they're going to be approaching me. And then what if I'm segment intending? What if I'm thinking, oh, whatever my boss has to share is going to be really good feedback or a really great opportunity or a really good thought. And it's like, whatever it is, maybe like a new team that I get to be a part of. What is the best thing that could happen? Or if you take the example of me dropping off my kid, right? What is the best way that this could happen? We're going to have a really good time driving in the car. We always have such a good time chatting. He points out all the cars and a different license plate. And a lot of times he shares something deeper that he might have felt from the day before. And we're just going to get to the parking lot and we're giggling and laughing about something, and he's just gonna get out and I'm gonna put his backpack on him and we're gonna walk. He's gonna hold my hand. We're gonna walk to that front door and we're gonna see, our door greeter. He's gonna say good morning. He's always in a great mood. I'm assigning him in. And then my kiddo's just gonna look at me and be like, love you, mom. See you later. It's like, what is your favorite way that it could go? And how would you feel? What would that feel like? Can you bask in that moment? Just dream about it. Even if part of you thinks, yeah, that's a far stretch, so what? Miracles happen every day. It can definitely happen. What is the best case scenario? What would you really, really enjoy? So to wrap up this segmenting your day and segment intending, I hope you see the value, the benefit of doing this. And also you can also do it in the moment, right? Let's say I get done with a busy, exhausting day. I roll up to the parking lot of the grocery store like I did so many days, and I'm just not in the mood for going in at all, but I know that I need to go. And I'm the kind of person, like, once I'm home, I'm home. I don't want to get out again. So the best way is just to like get it done, get it on the way home. I really want, whatever I'm going to get at this grocery store. I need some food in my fridge. And you're just sitting in the car and you're just taking a moment of like segment intending, right? Listen to your own thoughts and to your own like challenges that you think you encounter. There have definitely been times where I'm in a mood of like, I'm done socializing. I'm done. I'm so overstimulated. Nobody better talk to me or bump into me or be in my way, right? Total like self-talk while you're in overstimulation. Take a couple of deep breaths and be like, what do I need right now? I'm going to put my AirPods in. I'm going to listen to some music or an inspiring podcast, whatever I'm in the mood for, and I'm just going to be in my Zen space. And right now, I'm just going to segment intend that everything's going to be smooth. I'm seeing myself walking through this grocery store, stopping here, stopping there. Everything flows really easily. I'm easily finding everything that I need. I get to the bakery, I pick my favorite bread that I've been so craving, Bavarian rye, and I get everything that I desire. I'm stopping at the flowers, I'm grabbing myself a rose because I deserve it, and there is no line at the checkout. I'm putting all my things on the belt. The girl at the checkout is bubbly and welcoming and happy, but she doesn't need to chat with me or anything. She's just being friendly of saying hi, and then easily we wrap everything up. I have my groceries in my cart. I'm going to the car. I'm done. If you visualize yourself going through this, it really helps you to kind of get that strength that you need in this moment to get yourself through that next segment. All right, that's all I got for you today. I will see you tomorrow.